Okay, today for 9.1 and 9.2, we are doing I can use substitution, elimination, and graphing. These are things you have done in Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, but we'll look at a few examples and you should be good to go. So the first is I can solve by using substitution. On each of these, you will have two problems. In this case, x plus y equals 4 and x minus y equals 2. Using substitution, the first step, always, is to isolate a variable. Neither of these have the letter all by itself right to begin with, so I'm going to choose the first one. We've been doing a lot of equations of lines, so I'm going to subtract x and write it as y equals negative x plus 4. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, once you've isolated it, you take what it equals and replace that in the other equation. So I'm going to replace this y with what y equals, x minus, and instead of writing y, I'm going to write what y equals, negative x plus 4 equals 2. So now I only have x, so I can solve for x. It's technically distributing negative 1 to both of these. X minus, so negative 1 times negative x is basically we're going to minus a negative, x plus x, 2x. And this negative 1 times 4 minus 4 equals 2. Now it's a two-step problem, easy to handle. The next step, add 4, 2x equals 6, divide by 2. So we know our x. Once we know one of the problems, we can plug it back in to the original. 3 plus y equals 4, minus 3, y equals 1. We have our answer, 3, 1. So each of them, you will get an answer, a coordinate. This is where those two lines, if you put them on a graph, would cross at the point 3, 1. Next, I'll look at elimination. People tend to like one method or another. I sort of let the problem speak to me of which it is. So if it were elimination, if the problem happened to be 3x plus 2y equals 4, and if the second problem were 5x minus 2y equals 12. Okay, so isolating and putting it in would be possibly time-consuming. It would work on most of the time, and it will tell you, use substitution or use elimination. In this case, we could eliminate one of the letters, the y's, if we just add these two. Sometimes if it was like positive 2y and positive 2y, we could subtract. But this one, if we add everything, the y's will drop out. So 3x plus 5x is 8x. 2y minus 2y, it's gone. It drops out. 4 plus 12, 16. Divide by 8, x equals 2. And then just like in the one before, we take this 2 and plug it back in. So 3 times 2 plus 2y equals 4. 6 plus 2y equals 4. Minus 6, 2y equals negative 2. Divide by 2, y equals negative 1. Final answer 2, negative 1. Okay, so there's substitution, there's elimination. The other, I'm not so sure shows up in 9.1 or 9.2, but it will show up in this unit, is to graph. Remember, we graph on Desmos.com, and you could try out, if they had the problem y equals x squared minus x minus 1, and the second equation was y equals x minus 1. Instead of doing substitution or elimination, you could strictly type it in to the Desmos, y equals x squared minus 1, which will give a parabola, and y equals x minus 1, which will give a line, and they happen to cross at 0, -1. That's the lower one, and 2, 1 is the higher. These are both solutions, lower and higher solutions. You could try those out on Desmos.com and see if you know how to do the graphing. Remember, you can always call me, email me, or join a Teams meeting on Tuesday or Wednesday during my plan time and ask any question that you happen to run across. That should do it.